for the Falcons. Gain of about 15 yards before he's met by 3 Bulldogs, including T.O. Murphy. And the Falcons, with a 1-point lead, have the football. Boy, what a strange ending to the half. The spike on 4th down, and Perry could have actually made the lead even bigger.
Well, I was looking at the stats here, and I noticed that as far as the time of possession, you'll notice Columbus North, 15:38, twice as much almost as Perry Meridian, 8:22, and yet Perry Meridian's up by 1.
7-6 is the score, and boy, I've seen that play before.
And it's gained about that much yardage. Unfortunately, they're just not getting that runoff. They've had a couple of brief periods of establishing the run, but it's good to see him get out and try it again.
Paul Strack, I think he had, what, 14 yards in the first half? Yes, 14 yards, and
9
after
carries.
his first carry, he's still got 14 according to DeLoss, but they give him a 1-yard gain. 2nd down and 9. Boy. The defense has been supreme against the rush, but North gave up the big TD to Jared Moore. Gaylord's pass. Bowers has it, but not much. Hit by Dan Notstein.
Micah Bowers, the big tight end, and just doing a little flat pattern, getting established, getting some yardage up. Not a whole heck of a lot. You want to be about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. It's really tough 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7.
2-yard gain, 3rd down and 7. The ball is at the 31 for the Falcons.
Watch out for Jared Moore. That's who they like to go to, especially in this kind of a situation.
Tommy Hawk in motion to the top of your screen. And it's a handoff again to Strack, and again, not much. David Holt for Columbus North on the stop, and it brings up 4th down.
Paul Toller getting up just a little slow there, one of the linemen for Perry Meridian. Finally getting himself off of the turf. See what Quackenbush can do this time. It's both times that they've messed up a punt, they've turned lemons into lemonade, Dave.
Well, we saw a fumbled punt. We saw a snap over the head of Quackenbush. We saw a fake punt that resulted in a 1st down. This will be your old run-of-the-mill boomer. Joe Baker picks it up near the 24. He's got about 5 on the return. Pushes it to about 8. Hawk on the stop along with Purnell.
Corey Purnell's done an excellent job as far as coverage is concerned. He's played some good defense, and he's returned the ball a couple of times on some kicks. And Purnell is all over the field.
So here comes Columbus North. Their offense, like Perry's, even less than Perry's production here tonight.
Well, and unfortunately, they've been relying on the run, Dave, so it's been hurting them a lot more.
We talked with Tim Bless. He said that they'd like some receivers, like the receivers to do something after they catch the football, as we see Kleinhans now. There's Johnson, along with Jared Moore.
Yeah, Jared Moore, nice job keeping Kleinhans in, turning that play up, and only giving up a few yards. It'll be 2nd and long for him, Dave.
That's actually not a bad gain for Kleinhans tonight. 3rd down and 7. Or 2nd down and 7, excuse me. Yeah, that was a 1st down play there. See, DeLoss is so handy to have around. 2nd and 7. Finally, a nice hole for Kleinhans. He picks up a 1st down for the Bulldogs.
What happened was you got Stunning to the other side and Reading to the other side. You had just between the tackle and the guard, or the tackle and the end, and a nice little hole open up. Didn't quite get the pursuit that you needed to stop that kind of a play. Those kind of plays have been few and far between this evening.
This is shaping up to be our best ball game of the season.
It's been a good one.
2 teams with winning records. That's been a positive for us. The option play to Kleinhans. So the Bulldogs are getting a little bit on the ground. It was Mark Ellis on the stop for Perry.
We got a flag on the play, and I think it's holding,
boy.
It could be holding. And I don't quite know what happened there. It looked like everybody had their job, did their job, and unfortunately on the pitch, somebody didn't have the pitch man. That play should have been stopped for yardage, but it's going to be just as well. He's going to get a penalty against Columbus North, and it's going to be a holding call.
You know, it's interesting. That's only the 4th penalty on Columbus North for 35 yards, but it seems like they've all been big penalties, Dan.
Yeah, they've definitely been. They've come at a time when Coach Bless would rather they not come. Looked like either holding or a block in the back. May have been a block in the back.
You know, we've done games this season where all the penalties have been on point after kicks.
Yes.
And there's not a whole lot
in between.
There's not a whole lot of damage to be done. I mean,
No.
if you're defense and you get a point after penalty, it's half the distance to the goal line. Now it slows the game down by about 5 minutes for each call, it seems like. But boy, these penalties when you're on a drive really hurt. Kleinhans trying to get a little bit of it back. Moore is carried by about 5 yards by Kleinhans, who must have liked what he heard in the locker room from Tim Bless.
Well,
or not liked it, I guess, maybe.
Once again, you didn't get a lot of pursuit for Barry Meridian unless you got downfield. The linebacker, the inside linebacker that has been keying off of Kleinhans was on the other side of the field, came through untouched, but unfortunately Kleinhans had already made it around. Borsum has been keying on Kleinhans all evening long.
17 yards on that gain, and King throws a dangerous pass, and he gets nowhere. Girth absolutely wrapped immediately by Travis Brunick, the senior.
Travis Brunick, nice play. He's got a brother that plays on the Saman who is a junior. Travis with a great read, saw that play all the way, and made a great tackle of hog tying him.
Tim Bless says he wants the receivers to run after catching the football. I don't think there was any room there, but number 8 made sure there was no running on that one.
They just had to make sure that they caught the football that time.
Yeah, that was a dangerous play. 3rd down and 9. Bulldogs trailing by 1 in a doozy of a game here in Conference Indiana. Happy you're watching it statewide here on Inside. King throws. That would be first down yard. It's incomplete. But the Brunick brothers there closing in on the football for a possible INT after it was deflected.
Well, that was Mr. Jared Moore back there as well. I don't know where he came from, but it was one wide receiver delivering to another one, Dave. And that was a hard hit. Nice job by Mr. Moore.
Girth getting ready to block here. And Eric Elliott, the kicker for Columbus North. Pretty good kicking in this game, I tell you what. Did it hit off
No, it did
Mr.
not.
Johnson? I guess not.
But it looked like the guy at the Columbus North touched it on up.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
That's what I thought. I thought a Bulldog touched it before Ricky Johnson.
Well, and they're going to mark it back up here. That's where they're going to mark it.
Yeah, and when a defender touches the football, it's always marked there unless it goes into the end zone.
Now you're going to see it right there. Just hits his foot. Hits his foot, and then Kareem's off to the left.
Yeah. The advantage always goes to the offensive team. If you knock it at the 6 and it goes into the end zone, it would be a touchback, but they bring it out. Now here's LeMasters. We have not seen him carrying the football, and he is their leading rusher. 313 yards coming into the game, Dan.
Yeah, he's not, the coach said he's been a little banged up.
Or was that was Purnell? That was Corey Purnell, number 26.
No, Purnell hasn't run. You're right. Purnell hasn't run the ball that much either, and got a couple of yards on the positive side.
That's Strack, who has had him hard to come by. Teal Murphy on the hit.
Well, Coach Potter talked about pass blocking and run blocking. He said this line has been disappointing from a run blocking standpoint, and you saw it there. I'm not quite sure if it's in terms of reading the defense the way that they should or what, but they've just not been able to get out in front and establish and sustain blocks to get the run going. You've seen shades of it tonight, but for the most part, when they've tried to get to the outside, it's been tough.
3rd down and 10. Play action, Tom Hawk. On the reverse, Naring is there.
that's one of those where you run 54 yards and gain 3. But that's what you want to do. I mean, Columbus North was pursuing and overly pursuing. Going to do a little bit of a dipsy doodle play and try to get around. It was some good yardage. Unfortunately, not enough yardage.
We saw Purnell carry the football. We see the coach there, Coach Potter. Purnell, the second leading rusher, 268 yards. And was that his first carry? Was that 26's first carry? Wow. So a shakeup in the backfield statistically as far as who has been playing tonight for Perry. Mr. Quackenbush. Oh my goodness, Ryan Murray that time. A big hit there by Perry.
Mr. Masters.
LeMasters.
Mr. LeMasters. He's been all over the field this evening on defense. You know, he went both ways for a long time, and he was their key runner last year, Dave, as you and I talked about, and he's moved mostly to the defensive side, and he's been doing a great job this evening.
As we see Perry on offense, you know, pretty balanced on the season, rushing and passing the football. Columbus North the other way. They rely heavily on the run, and Kleinhans. Trent Brunick drags him down, but he's got a good gain, maybe 9 yards on that play.
It's the younger brother of Travis, doing a good job in the cornerback position.
Yeah, they're both cornerbacks, Brunick number 2 and Brunick number 8.
Trent Brunick, pretty good infielder for Perry baseball team.
Second down and 1, and you know, we've only got 16 minutes to go in this football game. It looks to be close down the stretch. That's a first down carry for Chris Brown, and LeMasters finally tackles him, but a big gain there for the junior. 5'10", 190-pound junior, a 21-yard gain for Chris Brown, number 3.
Well, we talked about time of possession. You're going to see this run right here, and just getting the blocks, sustaining them. That defense for Perry Meridian has been out on this field a long time. 15 minutes of possession in the first half, Dave, as opposed to 8 for Perry Meridian. That's almost a 2-to-1 deal, and it's happening the same way here in the second half.
Kleinhans breaks a tackle. He's got a first down, and LeMasters is there to knock him out of bounds.
Well, now you're getting the problem of the linebackers are catching up with them, but unfortunately it's downfield. They're not getting a lot of penetration by that defense, and they're getting to turn the corner. Kleinhans is dangerous when he can turn the corner.
11-yard gain and a first down for the Bulldogs at the 17-yard line. Chris Brown is in there as a back, along with Kleinhans. This side we see Girth is split, but you would imagine it's going to 22. First down and 10 at the 17. King, the junior QB. No, he'll throw it. And that is incomplete. I think intended for Lane, with Travis Brunick, number 8, in coverage for the Falcons.
Well, if Mr. Brunick could have judged how that play was broken, because I do believe that they wanted that wide receiver to go to the inside and then back out to the corner. At least that's the way the quarterback threw it. Travis Brunick sees that and drops back. He's got himself an interception and daylight ahead of him. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. We do have an incomplete pass, and second down for Columbus North.
A.D. King, 51% completion rate. Kleinhans. Pretty good gain there for the junior. Moore on the stop with a couple of other Falcon tacklers. That is a first down carry.
Kleinhans starting to establish the run now and establish himself, and this offensive line for Columbus North starting to make some holes. They're doing a wide pitch. They're keeping Kleinhans deep, letting him pick and choose. It's important series right here for Perry Meridian. It's
goal to go at the 6. Here's Kleinhans looking for touchdown 11, and he will not get it.
Well, that's what you want out of Borson. He's been doing that all night, Dave, and doing a great job. And he's been kind of absent the last couple of plays, and that one he shot the gap, shot through, and caught Mr. Kleinhans for a little bit of a loss, and that's what you need down here.
Kleinhetz has gone over the 100-yard mark. 60 of those have come